Hello, welcome to the outreach table presentation. My name is Sierra Schutz, and I'm just going to do a quick run through of this presentation so that you feel prepared to go to an outreach event. So your key contacts are first Rajveer, and then me, Sierra, and then Laureen, who is our supervisor. Here's a picture of Rajveer and I. And if you are working an outreach event that's on the weekend, make sure you text us or give us a call. We might not be checking our email, but if you have any questions or any needs, you can get a hold of us either by email or by our cell phones. So, the purpose of going to these outreach events is to inform the community about what public health does, who we are, what we do, and to share giveaways that promote the public health website, the directory of services, and all of our programs. We are also trying to connect meaningfully with community members and promote healthy practices. So, how this works is after you sign up to do an outreach event, you'll get a calendar invite that Rajveer will send you, so you'll be able to plan on the time and have the address. And you are going to pick up the wagon from the Holland Public Health Department before the event. Make sure that you arrive to pick up a little bit early so that you can arrive at your event at least 15 minutes early to both find your table and get everything set up before community members start filing in. So you will display all the materials really neatly on the table. It should look really lovely and presentable, and you'll stay the entire event. There is a clicker included in the wagon, and we just ask that you use that clicker to track how many people you interact with. When the event is over, you're going to pack up all the resources from the table just as you found them, and you'll return the wagon back to the health department. During the event, make sure you kind of stagger putting out the giveaways so that there's not a huge rush and everything gets taken right away. Use your best judgment and kind of stagger putting those items out. And then after the event, you will automatically get a post-event survey, and you'll fill that out. That's just for our internal data collection so that we know how many events we've gone to, how many people you interacted with, stuff like that. So the wagon is located on the Chris side of the Holland Public Health Department building. So it's next to the office supplies room or the mail supply room. And it's under the stairs. You can see in the second picture that right when you open the door, the cart is always loaded up and right there. I am the one that packs the cart, and so I always do my best to make sure that it's fully stocked and ready to go before an event. So you'll need to be prepared. Know that the contents of the wagon are quite bulky, so think about the space in your car ahead of time. Some of the items are a little bit on the heavier side. You may have to lift up to 10 pounds. And wheeling the wagon out to your car filled all the way might be a little bit hard to do, so just consider taking a couple of trips from the building to your car. And then once you bring the wagon out to that car, you're going to have to sort of Tetris all the resources in and then repack the wagon once you get to your event. So picking up the wagon and dropping it off does take some time. So plan ahead so that you can arrive to your event on time. Know that the giveaway supplies fluctuates. A giveaway item that you've had one event might be gone the next event you work. It's really just a fluid supply of giveaways. We do our best to have good giveaways for each event, but throughout the year the supplies kind of ebbs and flows. Also note that sexual health services are promoted only to specific audiences, so you're not going to have sexual health materials at every event that you work. Shouldn't be something that you have to worry too much about, but usually sexual health has their own wagon, their own materials, and we make sure that that's only going to targeted audiences. Be sure to pick up and wear your public health shirt that Rajveer should have set out for you. This shirt is yours, it's yours to keep, and we just ask that you do wear the public health shirt while you're working the event. So what do you do at an outreach event? So your table's set up, people start filing in, and really you are standing there and you're trying to connect with the people passing by. Just know that some people are really shy and they might only come up to your table to grab a little giveaway item and they might leave right away. Just know it's important to try to talk to people, understand their needs, and try to point them to the correct resource. With each person that seems genuinely interested, give out a directory of services and offer people giveaway items if they're interested in them. Really, our intent here is to connect with the community. So please refrain from being on your phone or doing other work. Sometimes events can feel really slow and it can be really tempting to just sit on your laptop and get some emailing done, but we ask that you be as present as possible so that people can feel that they can come up to the table and talk with you. You don't have to stress about connecting with each and every person. Some people walk by and they totally ignore you, and that's okay. We don't need to grab people, especially at some of these busier events. People will just be passing by you, and that's totally fine. Also, know that you don't need to know everything about public health. If a community member has a question that you can't answer, for our internal use, we have a laminated QR code that you'll scan on your personal phone and you'll submit their question to a form there. And then we'll make sure the right person gets out to them. So if a community member comes up to you and says, hey, I have this question, you can't answer it, you'll say, I can submit that question for you. And so you'll go through the process yourself of submitting the question, and then someone will reach back out to them to answer it. What if people are upset by public health? This is extremely, extremely rare, but someone may want to express some sort of dissatisfaction or criticism to you about either your work or about the public health mission. And it's just important to listen and always remain polite and calm. If this person feels really, in your face, or if this conversation's going on for a while, just know it's okay to say, I respect your perspective, but I'm not going to talk about this anymore at this time. And then you can always offer to take that person's name and their phone number, and you can tell them, hey, I'm going to pass your information on to leadership and they can connect with you. So you can use that QR code to ensure that the phone number doesn't get lost there. So we're not necessarily trying to shut down the conversation, but just say, hey, I'm kind of done talking about this, but I'm happy to get you in contact with a member of my leadership team so that they can talk to you further. That's totally fine. If you do have a challenging interaction with someone, please let either myself or Raj Veer know as soon as possible, just because we want to make sure we know what's going on there, and we'll follow up with you to make sure that you're okay and see if anything else needs to be done. So there's a few elements of the table. We've got a picture here of what the table should look like. So first arrow, we've got the person working the event wearing their public health shirt. The bottom left arrow here is the public health sign. Make sure that that is clearly displayed on top of the black tablecloth. And then the arrow to the bottom right is a bag hook. This is something that can get lost pretty easily because it's such a small part, but we do ask that you put on that bag hook and then drape all of the public health bags on top of it. Make sure you're watching those bags. It could be a trip hazard, but we wanted the bags displayed in a nice way. And these bags are usually really popular items. You'll also see on the table here, we've got the swag or, giveaway items neatly shown in each one of the Tupperware boxes. And then we've got the directory of services in the middle here. In the photo is the old directory of services, so the one you'll have is going to look more like a pamphlet. Or a booklet, sorry. And then we've got the magnets, we've got lock bags, really just all the swag items that you might have. And again, these items might fluctuate. It's okay to look through the items so that you can talk about them. But the key thing here being that everything is displayed really neatly and is inviting. We want people to take these items and we want people to come up to our table. You'll also see here in Tim's hand, he's got some business cards, and that can be really helpful as well to have on hand. So issues do come up with this. We are going out to all sorts of different places in the community, and so issues arise. Rajveer may not know every detail of an event. She's committed to providing you with the time, the date, and the location, but sometimes the event organizer won't give her any additional information. So she won't know where your table is, or if they have tents or not. Sometimes that information just isn't provided. So when you walk into the event, it's usually pretty clear, but just talk to someone. Just say, hey, I'm working this event. Where do I set up? And people will help you get to the right spot. There are also often last minute adjustments and changes that are made. So please be checking your email. This is how changes and questions will be communicated through. Just know that an event may be large in which your giveaway items just run out super quickly, and that's okay. You might say, hey, I was there 20 minutes and everything got cleaned out. Sometimes that happens. Or an event might be slow without many attendees, and you might not give away many items at all, and that's okay. Know that you may be outside, so plan accordingly. And Rajveer strives to have 2 employees work each event so that you can each have bathroom breaks and time to see the other tables. If 2 people don't sign up, you could be the only employee working. And if that happens and you need to go to the bathroom, go get a drink, just ask the person at the table next to you if they can watch your table for a short period. Always make sure you're taking care of yourself and just connect with your neighbors and they should be able to help you out. So when somebody comes up to the table, just give yourself a friendly introduction. Say, hi, I'm so and so. I work at the public health department. Here's what we do in the community, and show them the directory of services. You can walk through all the different things we do. You can also explain the giveaway items. You can say something like, hey, this is a lock bag. We want to make sure that any prescription drugs or any other items you wouldn't want a kid in your house to get their hands on has a secure place so that that person can decide, do I want this? Do I not want this? And then give a warm goodbye or acknowledge a passerby. You can say something that's just kind, the health department's here for you. We can help to answer any questions you might have or someone you love might have. And we're here to try to get you connected to any resources that you might need. So, how the wagon works. This is a pretty big wagon, and we're going to watch this video to collapse the wagon. Make sure the buckle underneath is strapped. And then you can use the 2 yellow pull tabs to collapse the wagon so that it can fit better in your car. And then to expand the wagon, push down in the center and put the bottom back in. Great. So that's pretty much it. Reach out to Rajveer or myself if you have any questions, and just a huge thank you. This is important work, and this is a department-wide effort that we're making. We're hoping that people from all different teams can work outreach events, connect with the community, and learn more about all the different programs that public health has. So thank you for your contribution. It is appreciated.